So, one of the keys to having a budget that works is ensuring that you have the right budget categories in your budget. So, how do you break down your own budget categories? Keep watching. That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Hi, everyone. My name is Bola Shokumbi. I'm the founder and CEO of Clever Girl Finance. I'm also the author of the Clever Girl Finance book series and my most recent book, Choosing to Prosper. Welcome to Clever Girl Finance TV. So in today's video, we're going to go over 4 simple budgeting categories to help you create a budget that works for you. Category number 1 is finances for your future self. So your future self is impacted by what you do today, and it's really important that you have a category in your budget that's dedicated to your future self. And this category will include things like retirement account contributions, for example, your 401k, 403b, or IRA contributions, non-retirement investing, for example, investing in index funds, health saving accounts, emergency fund, credit card payoffs, student loan payoffs, and other loan payoffs. And these are all things that you may want to assign in that category for your future self so that you can designate money in your budget towards accomplishing those goals, putting that money aside, paying off that debt for your future self. Category number 2, your essentials. So your essentials are things that you can't remove from your budget. These are the things that you need to survive. And so you want to ensure that you have this as part of your budget categories. And your essentials would include things like your mortgage payments or your rent, utilities, for example, water, electricity, internet, your groceries and food budget, your transportation costs or your car payments, renter's insurance if you rent your home, homeowner's insurance if you own your home, property taxes, health insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, dental care, childcare costs, pet food, and any necessary personal care items. Category number 3 is the things that are associated to your life goals. So you may have goals that you want to accomplish outside of saving for retirement, right? So these are things that are not going to be associated to that retirement savings, but just a separate category where you're saving for your life goals for things that matter to you. And this category could include things like tuition savings for a child's college education if you choose to pay for your child's college education, certifications or training to help with your career aspirations, saving to start a business, saving to move to a new city or country, a home down payment if you're looking to buy your first home or a new home repairs and projects, and donations to charities that you believe in. And then category number 4 is everything else. And this category is not associated to those life goals, it's not associated to finances for your future self. This is basically a category that is for you to enjoy life. It's not associated to your essentials. And this category for everything else essentially includes everything else. For example, it includes things like entertainment, so concert tickets, going to the movies, your gym membership, eating out, vacations, gifts, cable subscriptions, streaming services, your hobbies, and also your self care. So those are the 4 main categories you want to have set up in your budget at a minimum. As I mentioned, category 1 is finances for your future self. Category 2 is your essentials. Category 3 is your life goals. And then category 4 is everything else. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, I'd love for you to hit the like button below and subscribe to this channel and tell your best girlfriends about Clever Girl Finance. Also, stop by our website at clevergirlfinance.com. We have over 30 plus completely free courses, over 40 plus completely free worksheets. The blog gets updated every single day. And you can also listen to our podcast, the Clever Girls Know podcast, everywhere you tune into your podcast episodes. Okay, let's get back to this video. So now that you are aware of those 4 main budget categories, here are some tips to help you be successful with building your budget. Number 1, it is okay for your budget categories to change. So you may have built out those 4 main categories into your budget, and you may have broken them down into various subcategories, which I went over, but life happens, goals change, things change. And if you need to adjust those subcategories, that is perfectly fine. If you need to add a whole new category, a 5th category, or even eliminate one category from your budget categories, that is perfectly fine. But these 4 main ones are typically the standard because ideally you always want to be planning for your future self. You always want to have money put aside for your essentials. You always want to have your life goals put in place. You might decide to adjust or cut down on the everything else category, or you may find that you want to add an entirely new category or two, and that is fine. Your budget is meant to be customized specific to your unique financial situation and to support your needs and help you plan your finances accordingly. So it is okay if you have to adjust your budget categories or subcategories. Number two, it's a good idea to use percentages for each of your main categories. And this just basically helps you make it easier to manage your budget and track how you divvy up your money according to your budget categories. So, for example, you may decide to put 20% of your income towards your future self. You may decide to put 50% towards your essentials. You may decide to put 15% towards your life goals, and then the final 15% towards everything else. These percentages, are up to you to decide how you want to break them down. So, for example, if you're really focused on saving for your future self right now, you might want to increase that percentage because that's where your focus is. However, if you're trying to focus on life goals, like for example, saving for a home down payment, you may want to cut down on that everything else percentage and put that extra money towards saving for that life goals, which is buying a home, for example. Also, for example, let's say you want to pay off debt really quickly, right? And that is your focus. That falls under your future self category. You may decide again to cut down on that everything else category to put that extra money towards your debt payment subcategory under that future goals, future self main category. And as I just mentioned, point number three, if you have debt, you may choose to focus on accelerating your debt payoff by adjusting those categories. And so you may still have those four main categories in place. You can still add additional categories, but you want to make sure that you are prioritizing that debt payoff since that is your top goal. So you may decide that, you know what, like I mentioned earlier, you're going to cut that everything else budget in half and put that extra money towards paying off debt. But I know for a lot of people, debt payoff is a priority. And so you want to build that into your budget in a way that you're prioritizing it there. You want to allocate a certain percentage of your income towards paying down debt. And you also want to make sure that you're paying down more than the minimum each month. That is really key to being able to achieve your debt payoff goal. You want to pay off more than the minimum because when you're paying more than the minimum every month, you're getting ahead of interest payments. And that extra money that gets applied beyond your minimum to your debt helps you bring down your principal balance. This way, the next time your debt compounds at whatever interest rate it is at, it's going to compound based on that lower principal balance, which in turn will help you reduce your debt. So it's all about making more than the minimum payment on your debt every single month. So, like anything in life, budgeting can take time to master, but it's all about adjusting your budget and allowing it to be structured in a way that suits you. And having those budget categories and budget subcategories, as I went over, can be incredibly helpful to helping you create that budget that works for you. So I would love for you to share in the comments what budget categories do you currently use, or what budget categories are you thinking of including into your existing budget. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, tell all your best girlfriends about Clever Girl Finance, and then stop by our website at clevergirlfinance.com to check out our free courses and all of our awesome free resources. I will talk to you next time.